So after MagicCon Chicago, when I was looking at the footage, I knew I was going to Dallas, right? So I was like, in Dallas, I'm going to vlog every single day. I'm going to record everything so I can make this great vlog video. And you know what I didn't do? That. So I just got back from CommandFest Dallas about a week ago, and I had such a great time that, as you might have guessed from the previous clip, I didn't do a whole lot of filming. That doesn't mean I didn't film, because I did. I have lots of little snippets, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense just on their own, so I'm here to kind of like fill it in. And I wanted to share my experience, as this was my first time ever being a cosplay guest at an event, which is kind of crazy. If you're new to this channel, hi, welcome, thanks for being here. I hope you stay. I'm a cosplayer, a Magic the Gathering and other things, but mainly Magic the Gathering cosplayer, and I've been doing it for about a year now. My first Magic the Gathering cosplay was for MagicCon Minneapolis, which was last May, and I started building it last January. So I've only been doing this for a little over a year, and at the point where they asked me to come and be a cosplay guest, I had only made the Soren cosplay for Minneapolis, the Rowan for Vegas, and that was it, because this was before Chicago, so I was working on Malcolm, but I wasn't done with Malcolm yet. So it's kind of crazy that I got to do this after just making 2 cosplays, but I'll take crazy. For this, the original plan for this, when they contacted me in November, I knew it was going to be about when Outlaws of Thunder Junction came out. So I wanted to do something for that, but we hadn't seen a ton of the cards yet. So I just knew that I love Soren, and he was my first cosplay. So I thought, we didn't know at this point if there was going to be any Soren in the Outlaws of Thunder Junction, but I decided that if Wizards of the Coast wouldn't, I would. So the plan was to make a sort of yeehaw version of Soren, which I did. I worked on leading up to the Dallas, and I made a sort of like kind of like a headpiece to go on a cowboy hat. It's actually the same gemstone kind of clay gem piece from my original set of armor that I made is on the hat. It's just Velcro's on there. I made a belt buckle, and then I just kind of switched up I braided the wig and got a nice shirt, and that was gonna be it. And then I was probably gonna wear the regular Malcolm, at this point Malcolm was probably finished at this point, Malcolm Alluring Scoundrel. Then I was playing Dungeons & Dragons with my Rolls to Die For group, and we're talking about the story, and Magic Misha Miko was like, you might want to read the story. There might, for no reason, there might be someone you're kind of interested in there. Maybe just give it a read. So, you just have to breathe. So I read the story, and lo and behold, Malcolm was there. And at this point we didn't have any art, but I assumed that there was going to be a Yeehaw Malcolm costume. So I was like, well, hopefully we'll get the card for that soon. So maybe I can start doing that because it'd be cool if I could have an updated version for Dallas. I actually got a little bit of early access to the card, Malcolm the Eyes, because I'm a Magic ambassador, which is really helpful. I started working on the hat. So I thought I knew I wasn't going to be able to do like the whole new costume because this was just a couple of weeks before Dallas. So I thought if I could do the hat, and then I wanted to do some new feathers with a blue sort of tint, because his feathers look more blue in this new card. And then I thought maybe I could change up the face makeup a little to make it more bird-like, I don't know. Then that would be good enough. And so I made the hat, did the feathers, and then I think it was like less than a week before I left for Dallas, something up in my caffeine brain was like, I'm in a silly, goofy mood. Let's make his whole costume, or as much of his costume as we can, like a whole chest piece and stuff. We can do it in less than 7 days, right? It didn't actually have to make a whole new thing. What I did was I took the vest, the leather vest, and I turned it around, I just put it on backwards, and then I attached a piece to the front with Velcro strips to make it look like it had that kind of like sewn padded leather look on it. I took the coat and I just used hem tape to kind of pin the stars inward so it doesn't look like the same coat. And yeah, I just had some kind of steampunk goggles in my costume box that would work. So I was putting finishing touches on it the morning I left for Dallas, but we got it done and we got everything packed. And on Thursday, which is the day before the con, is when I headed out to Dallas. And I flew down, I took the day off of work, I flew down and had a couple hours to just kind of hang out and explore the hotel a little bit before other people started coming in. And then I got met up with my good buddy, MTG Baron, and we went to this cool little kind of food court area. I think it was called the Exchange in Dallas, where we got some sushi and there were some cool lights to look at. So we did that. Then when Magic Misha Miga flew in, we met up with her and went out and hung out with some other creators. And then the next day, Friday, was the actual first day of the con. So that was the day I decided to wear Malcolm. This was the first time ever, well, I mean, I like tried everything, almost everything on, because I was still finishing it the morning I left. As the first like real put on of Malcolm for Friday, and then Misha was Fibblethip. And this was the first day we got to like go in and look at the con space. So there were a ton of tables for playing, obviously. Also like some vendor stations where you could like buy cards, and then like deck boxes, sleeves and stuff. You could sell your cards. And then there was a kind of a creator area where you could play against the creators. So like me, Misha, and Zbex were the cosplay guests, and then there were a ton of different Magic creators from like TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, all sorts. So there was just like a big group of us hanging out. The first day we played a lot of Commander. We had a meet and greet. We started learning a TikTok dance to like a country song. We like watched a couple of videos on how to start getting those dance moves into our heads. Because I'm not a dancer, I'm not overly coordinated, but I told him I'll try and I'll stand in the back. When we first got there, we went over to kind of like the prize station where you can, when you play in events, you win tickets and then you can turn them in, like at Chuck E. Cheese for prizes, but these prizes are better and they're not candy. I'm the kind of person who just loads up on candy whenever I'm at like a David Buster's and Chuck E. Cheese, fun fact. And we noticed there was a big oversized card of Fibblethip from this set, and Misha saw it and it was like love at first sight. We knew that she had to go home with that card. So we found a box and made a donation box that Misha carried around all day, and all of the creators and a bunch of like the other people that were there would donate their tokens or their tickets to this box. So it wasn't the whole day. It was on Friday that Misha finally got her Fibblethip card. And then I think after that point, we were like, well, who else wants stuff? And I think it was Lua Stardust next wanted the loot key to everything card. So we started crowdfunding for her. And then just the whole weekend is just kind of like we pick a thing that someone wanted and crowdfund all of our tickets to get it. It was a ton of fun. And that night, the CoolStuffInc, who put on the event, had a little pre-release kind of event. I didn't do super well. I didn't win any games, I don't think. I didn't win any matches, but it was fun. I almost got in trouble because I was out of cosplay. They didn't recognize me and thought I was a judge, which I'm honored that someone looked at me and thought I was smart enough to be a judge. Then that was the first night. And then Saturday was a lot of the same, except this was our Yeehaw day, where a bunch of the creators decided that we're all gonna dress up Western for like a theme. So I was Yeehaw Soren, Misha was Yeehaw Fibblethip, and then we had a few other Yeehaw characters, and then just people dressed up in cowboy attire. And it was a fun day. It was a bit of a shorter day for me. I started to not feel so well partway through the morning, so I like took a break. I went upstairs, I like took my meds for that, and I tried to sleep for a little bit, but my face was all painted for Soren. I didn't want to take it off because I was manifesting that I'd get better and be able to go back, which I did. But I didn't want to wash my face off, so I was like laying or on my back trying to sleep, trying to not move at all, because if I moved either direction, I would get face paint on my pillow, and we didn't want that. But luckily that passed. and I got back just in time for, I did miss the cosplay contest, the casual cosplay contest. I'm bummed about that. But I did see pictures of it after, and there were some really cute costumes there. Maybe next time I'll catch it. But we had our meet and greet, we had a meet and greet every single day, so we had that for the day. And then we had some time to kind of film some TikToks and content, which was fun. We did some dancing. I made sure I was in the back, so you can tell that I'm not doing it quite properly, but you have to like really be looking at me to see it. So it's not too bad. No one's looking at me anyways. They're looking at Zvex. She's dressed as Vraska and she looks incredible. Or they're looking at Fibblethip, because who isn't looking at Fibblethip? After that, we went out to this taco place in Dallas. I was happy we had some time to like, go out and be in Dallas. We weren't just in the hotel the whole time. I got some yummy tacos. I kind of let Misha and Rob kind of pick the meat things. We're like, we're gonna get a dozen tacos. What do you want? And I'm like, I trust you guys. And one of the options was tongue. I'm not sure whose tongue, but I did try it. It was good. But then we headed back. Someone brought their Switch, so we played some Smash Ultimate. And I won one of the games I was in against the other people who didn't really know what was going on. 'Cause I own Smash. I've played Smash Brawl mostly, but I'm not very good at it. But I won one game, so I'm very proud of that. The next day, finally, it was Sunday, and I actually got to play in an event this one. I played an event called Mini Masters, I think it was, which was something I had never heard of until this event. It's where you start with a pack, I don't know if it was a collector's pack or just a standard play booster, but you get one pack and you get 3 of each type of land, and then you just shuffle that together and that's your deck. And you just play that and kind of hope for the best, which is great for me because I didn't have to think, I didn't have to build or anything. It's just shuffle and go. If you win your rounds, you get another pack and then you can shuffle that in, and at some point there's like deck editing where you can take stuff out and stuff, but I didn't make it that far. I lost my first round, but you got to keep the cards, so I wasn't too mad about that. And then it was a lot of a commander with other creators and other folks that were just around at the con. I had a deck for each day. So Friday it was Malcolm the Eyes, and I had kind of thrown it together last minute. So it was kind of a little bit terrible, but I tried and I wanted to be thematic, so I was dressed as Malcolm that day. The next day I was just a Soren. So I played Edgar Markov, and I didn't win any games, but there were some really high-powered decks there. And I just couldn't get my Vamps to pop off, but it did better than Malcolm at least. And then the third day I played Galton Mavrin because it was vampires, and I was dressed as Soren again because Soren was my easiest costume to wear, because with the wings for Malcolm I had to take them off, so I wasn't like swiping off my board state every time I had to reach for something. So that was why I picked it for Sunday. Yeah, so Galton Mavrin the third day. I love playing the Edgar and the Galta decks. I don't know if I'll keep the Malcolm one together. Maybe I just need to work on it. It didn't pop off how I hoped. On the third day, as things kind of wound down, we filmed some more stuff, and then we had, I don't want to spoil anything because I don't know if the results of this photo shoot have been posted, but the hotel had a pool, and we did a little photo shoot up there in cosplay. I was out of cosplay at that point, but some of the other folks were still in cosplay. We had a little photo shoot, and a family showed up and were surprisingly chill, I think, about what was going on. But we did that, and then I think we were all just so tired, so Misha and I went back. We were roommates who just ordered ramen and watched Bar Rescue until it was time for bed. And then a few creators crashed in our room that night because the Airbnb was ended or whatever. So at 4:30, a bunch of C8H players came in and fell asleep on our floor, but it was fine. And then Monday, pretty early, I flew back here, and I got home and I took a shower and passed out. And it was exhausting. It was a lot that happened that weekend, but it was so much fun. And it was so great to see all the people that I only get to see at events like these, all the other creators. And it was great to get to spend time with them at the con and then outside of the con. So I had an absolute blast. and I can't wait for the next event, which the only one I'm really like for sure going to now is Vegas, but all of them will be there, I'm hoping. So I can't wait to see them all again. So in conclusion, this one was great. I'm looking forward to the next one. See you guys there.